Good morning, Mark. Day 4, chapters 7 and 8. Very simple point I want to make to you this morning. Jesus knows what he's doing. And there may be things happening in your life, and there may be an aloofness that you feel from God or God from you. And if you could speak to Jesus face to face, you'd say to him, why do you do the things the way you do? Why do you remain so aloof? Why do you allow such and such a thing? And all I want to say to you this morning is Jesus knows what he's doing. Okay, so where do I get that from? Well, chapter 8, there is the story of the blind man being healed by Jesus. And yet when Jesus heals him, he takes him out of the town first. Why did Jesus do that? Okay, we're going to pursue that, and we're going to see that unfold in a couple of conversations he has with his disciples after this event. So let's begin verse 22 of chapter 8. Then Jesus came to Bethsaida, and they brought him a blind man, and begged him to touch him. So he took the blind man by the hand, and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands on him, he asked him if he saw anything. And he looked up and said, I see men like trees walking. Then he put his hands on his eyes again, and made him look up. And he was restored, and saw everyone clearly. Then he sent him away to his house, saying, neither go into the town, nor tell anyone in the town. Now, while there are a number of little details in that story that are curious, what I want to pick up on is, why does Jesus, first of all, lead him out of the town to begin praying for him? And when he's healed, why does Jesus say, don't go back into the town and don't tell anyone? And this same principle we see throughout the Gospels, that Jesus was continually concealing his messiahship, the fact that he was the Messiah. And when he's asked questions about it, or he's asked for a sign, or he could quite easily have just said to everyone, I am the Messiah, I'm the Son of God. He didn't do that. There were very rare moments. There were moments like with the woman at the well where he tells someone directly, I am the Messiah. But boy, he picked his moments very carefully. Why did he do that? And why was he constantly telling people not to tell anyone when he healed them? And there are moments in the Gospels where he tells people that, and yet, or he's cast out a demon, he says, don't tell anyone. And yet they go into the town and they tell everyone, so that he himself can't even enter the town after that. The crowds are so great, he's got to go out into the wilderness, and they come to him from everywhere. Okay, so in order to get to the answer to that, because what's happening here? Why did Jesus take this man out of the town before praying for him? And the answer is simple. He's just preparing his escape route. Okay, Jesus wants to do it in a place where he doesn't cause an uproar or cause a massive gathering where he can't get away, because he doesn't want to be made king yet. That's the point, actually. So let's keep reading and we'll see that. Now Jesus and his disciples went out to the towns of Caesarea Philippi, and on the road he asked his disciples, saying to them, who do men say that I am? Okay, so here's the thing. Jesus is misunderstood. People are going to try to make him king in a way in which he is not king. They're going to try to set him on the throne of Israel so that the Jews can become again the most powerful kingdom on the earth, as they were in the days of David and his son Solomon. This is what they think the son of David is going to come and do. And Jesus' time has not yet come to be king in Israel, because actually the truth is he's not called just to be king of Israel. He is called to be king of the entire universe. He has to bring all the nations together, and he will sit on a throne that governs the entire earth. And so if he were to be made king in Israel and somehow build this political kingdom again, his entire mission would fail. He didn't come into the world the first time to be made king. He came into the world to die. And that wouldn't have happened if the people had made him king. And so he has to manage his popularity. And every time he's becoming too popular, he's got to withdraw himself and he's got to go somewhere else. He's got to keep preaching, keep spreading the message, keep healing, and keep teaching his disciples. I mean, that's the main focus of his ministry, is these 12 men. So after he withdraws from this town where he could have gone and become very popular, he withdraws. Who's he spending his time with? He's spending his time with these 12 men. And he's now addressing this very issue, his identity. Who do men say that I am? Who do you say that I am? So they said to him, well, people say that you are Elijah and others, one of the prophets. He said to them, but who do you say that I am? And Peter answered and said to him, you're the Christ. You are the Messiah. Then he strictly warned them that they should tell no one about him. Okay, and now, why? Because if people know he's the Messiah, they're going to come and try and make him king. If they make him king, he can't be killed. If he can't be killed, then he won't take the sin of the world upon himself. Then you, my friend, couldn't be saved. Jesus is doing this for you so that he can become your king. Jesus knows what he's doing. When we look at him and he's doing things that seem strange to us and he's remaining aloof, he knows what he's doing. He was the only one who knew what he was doing here. He couldn't even tell people what he was doing, because even his disciples, as you're going to see, Peter pretty soon is rebuking him for saying that he's going to die. You can rest in this, even if you don't understand. Jesus knows what he's doing in your life. So he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. He spoke this word openly, and often when we are questioning the ways of God, and not often, every time we question the ways of God, every time you think Jesus is being unfair or unnecessarily aloof from you, you are not mindful of the things of God, but of men. God knows what he's doing. Jesus knows what he's doing. He loves you. He's got a plan. Your future is secure in him. He's never going to leave you. He's never going to forsake you. He knows what he's doing. You do your part. You seek God. You spend time in prayer. You seek him in his word. You live a life of purity where you repent quickly. You seek God in your life. But you have to find space to just trust him, that the way things unfold in your life and your experience of him, whether he's aloof or whether he's close, he knows what he's doing, okay? He loves you. He knows what he's doing. So God bless you. See you tomorrow.